Ugh. So I have a lot of thoughts and feelings about Portal, and I laid out a brief summary of those thoughts and feelings on TikTok, and many people were interested in hearing more of what I had to say, and so here I am. Truly does not take that much for me to divulge more info on the things I'm really passionate about. A vagabond on a passing train could have yelled into the wind, "Hey, you should talk about Portal a little bit more," and I would have done it on the spot. So it really does not take that much. Today, in this very informal video essay, I would like to expand on my thoughts and ideas that everyone in Portal is a victim, as well as my idea that Chell and GLaDOS they're in love. They're in love. So let's get into it. So to begin this essay, we have to understand the main principle that everyone in the story is a victim to one man and one man alone. Cave motherfucking Johnson! Fuck that man! As a disclaimer, I ask that you not take my vitriol for this character as genuine feelings. I actually really like Cave Johnson as a character. I think that he's a necessary component of Portal. I would not have him any other way than the way that he was written. He is, however, still a son of a bitch. So, it is made clear while you're in the bowels of Aperture that Cave Johnson was a stubborn, eccentric man obsessed with pushing the boundaries of every project that he was involved in, no matter who or what it could hurt. An example, the Mantis Men, the explosions, the fact that he covered a man in blue paint thinking that it was repulsion gel, but it wasn't, and he just like pushed him off of a platform and he broke every bone in his body, but it was good for science. Not only was he responsible for the unethical testing on astronauts, the homeless, the destitute, and even his own employees, but he hurt the closest person to him, Carolyn. Carolyn was a bright, intelligent, and diligent right-hand man for Cave Johnson. Cave Johnson held her in very high esteem and thought that she was the backbone of Aperture Science. It's very clear that they trusted each other quite a bit, and they had a portrait done together, so they were very close. She was by his side during the rise, the height, and the subsequent fall of Aperture, and he betrayed her. Cave Johnson stated very clearly that he wanted Carolyn to run Aperture, even if it meant putting her mind and personality into a robot. Considering the fact that there is no evidence of Carolyn after that audio clip, there's no evidence of her life, her work past that point, or anything, it's safe to say that she died while being put into GLaDOS. The day that the scientist forced Carolyn into the robot is the day that Carolyn ended and GLaDOS began. Now, GLaDOS is said to have been born from the greatest minds of Aperture at work, but that's a bit misleading in my opinion. GLaDOS was born from pain, betrayal, and hatred. Scientists that she trusted and worked with every single day likely killed her in the process of putting Carolyn into GLaDOS. Imagine all of those emotions boiling up inside of Carolyn as she's being dragged to her fate. Those emotions had to go somewhere, right? It's my belief that those raw emotions corrupted the mainframe of what those scientists were working on. The GLaDOS project was doomed to fail from the start because of the way they violated every aspect of Carolyn by putting her into the AI. It's safe to say that GLaDOS would retain that rage, and within milliseconds of the first time she was activated, she tried to kill everyone in Aperture. So she wasn't very happy. It seemed that no matter what they tried to do, GLaDOS was intent on killing every single person in that testing facility. And it wasn't until they put the morality core on her that she was sated finally. And it wasn't even that, she just had to test. They figured it out. If they could force her to need to test, they could probably prolong how long it would take for her to kill them. It is in this controlled state that GLaDOS and Chell meet for the very first time. And GLaDOS is introduced to something that she's not used to, something that she's never seen before. Tenacity, courage, skill, determination. I must remind everyone that Wheatley is a victim in this story too. At first, he's nothing but helpful, albeit pathetically, in his intentions to let Chell escape. He did everything to assist her with the escape and had pure good intentions, until he was plugged into the mainframe. getting somewhere here. He then became infected with the same hate that pushed GLaDOS to commit her atrocities. You have to remember that Wheatley kept all of the humans in the relaxation center alive and pretty well in stasis. The dramatic shift in attitude with Wheatley can only be explained by the idea that the rage in Carolyn inflicts all who inhabit the mainframe. Wheatley, now all-powerful, shoves GLaDOS into a potato and changes everything that we know about her. Okay, so before we get into the love story, now that I have helped you guys understand that everybody is a victim to Cave Johnson, I need to go on a bit of a rant about the common theory that Cave Johnson and Carolyn are Chell's parents. They're not. It's just not. It's never confirmed or implied anywhere that Carolyn and Cave were in a romantic relationship. There's never any implication that they even had a child at all. And the most damning evidence at all is that Cave and Carolyn are white. Chell is not. Chell was modeled after a Japanese Brazilian woman, so it's very obvious that Chell would then be Japanese Brazilian. Carolyn is not Chell's mom. Cave is not Chell's dad. Are we clear? Okay, got it. If you disagree with me though, feel free to leave like 2, 3, maybe even 10 comments about why you disagree with me. Share this video to a few friends who think would also disagree so that they can put in their 2 cents in the comment section. Make sure to like so that you can save this video and remember it later as well. But feel free to just leave as many comments as you want. Now, up until this point, GLaDOS has contempt for Chell. She's constantly insulting Chell. She's very mean, and she wants to kill Chell. She even tries to do so, albeit within the parameters of a test. However, now that GLaDOS is separated from the mainframe, we can see her true emotions and the true relationship that she has with Chell. She's vulnerable, underpowered, and suddenly forced to remember her past life. She no longer insults Chell, nor does she do anything to make the situation worse, beyond a sarcastic slow clap. All of GLaDOS's anger is redirected towards Wheatley at this point, and her main focus is getting back in control and saving Aperture from crumbling at Wheatley's hands. Or, well, Wheatley doesn't have hands, so like, hands. So at this point, Chell and GLaDOS have a lot of time together. They are just solving the tests, and as much as GLaDOS wants to help Chell, she really can't because there are parameters that prevent her from doing so. She's trying to work as well as possible to defeat Wheatley and, fix everything that's going on. She's defensive of Chell. When Wheatley insults Chell, she tells him, no, she's not a moron. She's very smart. It's interesting to see how GLaDOS turns into such a defensive character towards Chell as soon as she's no longer held within that rage of Carolyn in the mainframe. So we get through the bowels of Aperture. We get up to Wheatley. He tries to kill you, whatever. Let's skip ahead towards the ending. The ending moments of Portal 2 is where this all comes to a head. So you defeat Wheatley, you open a portal to the moon, and he gets sucked inside. The Space Corps gets sucked inside the portal, and Chell gets sucked inside that portal. She's dangling in space, she's dangling in the atmosphere, and she's slipping. She's about to die. But somebody pulls her back in and saves her life. GLaDOS. GLaDOS reaches out to her and pulls her back in while letting everything else go. The portal gun, Wheatley, the Space Corps, everything. GLaDOS pulls her back to safety. She tells her that killing you is hard and to just go. And she gives Chell her freedom, as well as the companion cube, which she saved from the incinerator. If you remember, the incinerator where the companion cube originally ended up is several thousand degrees Kelvin. Nothing can survive that, especially not the companion cube, which means GLaDOS saved it. I think that's a fun detail that a lot of people skip over. And now let's talk about the ending songs. Cara Mia and the cut song, Don't Say Goodbye, which is a very important aspect of everything. Cara Mia is a song originally written in Italian for Portal 2. It has several translations, and a lot of people still debate what the actual meaning of the song is and how it can be interpreted. So you have to understand that there's many interpretations. The lyrics to Cara Mia are, Dear beautiful, dear my beautiful, my little girl, oh Chell. I respect you, what I respect. Oh, my dear, goodbye. My dear little girl, why don't you pass away? Yes, far away from science. My dear sweet, ah, my beautiful, ah, my dear, ah, my dear. This is a love song. She is serenading Chell as she is leaving, through the turrets, however. And while a lot of people point out the way that she's saying, oh my dear, oh my little girl, can be interpreted motherly, I, however, still interpret that as the romantic feelings of GLaDOS letting Chell go. I'm imagining in my head just the passing moments between somebody who's so in love saying goodbye to somebody that showed them the light and helped heal them, and now they're going to be gone forever. Now, if you haven't heard the cut song that was originally supposed to be the ending for Portal 2, it's called Don't Say Goodbye. You should really go give it a listen. I'm not sure exactly why it was cut, but it's a really, really good song, and it's beautiful. Some of the lyrics are, I've been waiting patiently for you. Don't say goodbye. Please don't say goodbye. Now that I'm awake, I hope that you will find me. If you want a cake, I'll bake. Sweet, don't say goodbye. So my original ending got cut off and I didn't realize it until I started editing, so let me just do a real quick new one. So throughout everything that I've put you through today, I hope that I have illustrated my points that not only is everyone involved in Portal a victim besides Cave Johnson, but Chell and GLaDOS are in love, and I like to interpret Don't Say Goodbye as a love song. Thank you guys for asking me to do this. I hope you enjoyed it. Please be nice. I am not very used to editing long form videos, nor am I terribly good at speaking for longer than 5 minutes without my mouth turning into a blender. You can imagine how much shit I had to edit out of this video. But if you liked it, support me by leaving a comment, a like, or whatever. Thank you and have a great day.